I would like to take
Good evening, ma'am.
a picture of you before we start for your attendance checking. So, you may now open your cameras. Because it's been 24 minutes after 6, we have been waiting for the others. And yet, wala pa rin sila. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Thank you. We'll now start today's discussion solving the problem given to you in our group chat, which is the Salonga Marketing. It's a merchandising business which uses periodic inventory system. You can just grab food to eat kasi it's time for dinner mamaya. Baka gutom na kayo after work. You came from your work and para hindi kayo ma-distract, kuha na kayo ng food nyo dyan sa tabi and water, as well as get ready with your pen and some notebook and calculator para masanay na kayo kapag may kukompute tayo. So I am sharing now my screen. And let us have Salonga Marketing, established by Mr. J. Salonga. He opted to use the periodic inventory system, and the business had the following transactions for the month of February 2019. It is a month long, again from February 3 to 28. Started with invested capital of 80,000 pesos. By the way, I have not seen any significant change doon sa Google Classroom natin. Konting-konti lang talaga yung nagsasubmit ng outputs. Wala pa sa kalahati. Imagine 25 kayo. Pinakamarami doon ay more than 10. Yung pinakauna pa nating na-discuss na problem. So, I always look forward na mag-increase naman yon kahit papaano. Siguro, right after our face-to-face class na lang. Ano? I hope so.
Yes, ma'am.
Oo. Kasi baka...
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, please do so kasi yan ang monitoring ko din sa inyo. Mayroon din akong gagawing report for your progress. Lagi kong sinasabi yan. Okay, so for the first date transaction, we have here invested capital in the amount of 80,000 cash. So we have a debit to cash of 80,000, of course, and a credit to Salonga Capital. Do not forget that the chart of accounts is provided, so we have to use kung ano man ang nandun na accounts, like this. Salonga Capital with the posting reference number 8,000 pesos as credit, and with a brief explanation to record initial investment. Next date, Mr. Salonga bought computer equipment for 20,000 cash. So that is a debit to equipment, 20,000 pesos, and a credit to cash to record purchase computer, 20,000 pesos. On February 5th, Salonga bought merchandise on account from Matthew Trading Company in the amount of 30,000 pesos with terms 210 and 30. So that means to say that it is an account payable. So that's a debit to purchases because it's an inventory system, 30,800, and credit to accounts payable in the amount the same, 30,800, and that is to record purchase of merchandise. On February 6, the company purchased supplies, 3,000, that is debit to supplies, and a credit to cash, 3,000 pesos, to record supplies. Next date, February 7, sold merchandise on account. That is, or that means to say it is, an accounts receivable debit, 58,500 and a credit to sales of 58,800. And that is to record sales on account. Now for the next date, February 10, received credit from the supplier, Matthew Trading Company, for merchandise returned 400 pesos. So that is a deduction to the accounts payable noong February 5. Okay, reverse the entry. You debit accounts payable in the amount of 400 pesos and a credit to purchases, returns, and allowances 400 pesos. That is to record credit memo from the merchandise returned. Next date. On February 11, Salonga Marketing paid in full the balance to its supplier, Matthew. Okay? So the original amount, 30,800 minus the accounts payable which is returned, 400. So that is debit to accounts payable in the amount of 30,400 and a credit to cash, yung actual cash na binayaran, minus the purchase discount. So, balik ka doon kay February 5. Meron tayong terms which is 2, 10, and 30. So, you count the date from 5 until 11. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So, that is 6 days. Kaya pasok yung discount. Okay? You simply multiply 2% to the base of 30,400. You will get 608. Okay? So, deduct 30,400 pesos. 608, I should say. The purchase discount from that of 30,400, you will get the total 29,792. So, yan yung actual na binayaran na cash. That is a credit to cash. So, that is to record full payment of merchandise to Matthew Trading Company. Visible ba yung screen? Okay na ba diyang kalaki niyan?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Okay na.
O, sige. Next date. We have on February 13, again, Salonga made a purchase of merchandise in the amount of 38,900 debit purchases and credit to cash 38,900 to record purchase of merchandise. And then on the 15th, nagbayad ng pasahod. That is a debit to salaries expense 7,000 and a credit to cash 7,000 pesos also. Now on February 17, Salonga borrowed fund from the bank. And of course, he signed a promissory note. Kaya that is a debit to cash 12,000 and a credit to notes payable 12,000 to record borrowed money from the bank. Debit to sales returns and allowances and a credit to cash to record cash refund to customers. Now, for the expenses at the month end yan, most usual, ang recording ay sa katapusan. Like the utilities expense, rent expense, and the salaries, and then credited to the total cash, 11,138 pesos. Now, you notice, may nakalagay dyan, based on a physical count, conducted, the value of inventory remaining is 17,200. So, that is subject to an adjusting entry. So, we record merchandise inventory of 17,200 and it is temporarily credited to income summary 17,200 for us to record the ending balance of the inventory as the problem has provided. Now, you are ready for the next requirement, trial balance. From the journal entries, you can now make your trial balance. But before that, it is required pala to transfer it to the general ledgers. Like this. With the date, description, and then of course the posting reference, like the pages of the general journal, the cash and the credit entries, and then its running balances. So, nandyan na, as you can see. Debit to cash of 80,000. Transfer it to your cash GL, 80,000 debit, and then forward it to the running balance debit also of 80,000 pesos. If you can, another tip pala, if you can record per account. Ayan, no, katulad nito, cash. Lahat ng cash. Kaya may kulay siyang dilaw or yellow here sa ating monitor. Kasi, it's easy for us to look into kung nakalagay na siya rito. Parang if it's on paper, a tip mark. Pero kung ganyan, kulayan mo, syempre, laptop naman kasi. Now, to record all of the month's transaction in cash, ito siya. Sana? Ito, okay? First, syempre, nangunguna sa investment. There you have the equipment also, and then the supplies both. Yung payment for supplier, which is the actual cash of 29,792, and then the collection or payment of your customers in full, 57,330. And then again, the payment, the salaries, the borrowings from the bank, your refund or the purchase returns, and then the freight in and collection. Withdrawal, and then again, sales return or the refund from the sales return and payments. So that the running balance after transferring or posting to the ledger your journal entries, you have a total cash here of 77,300 pesos.